Hello and welcome. This is a recorded webinar to provide an overview of the Building the Texas Broadband Workforce Grant Program funding opportunity, a program of the Texas Broadband Development Office, or BDO. Let's start by taking a look at the agenda for this session. Today, we'll go over the details of the Notice of Funding Availability, or NOFA, as you consider applying for and preparing materials for this opportunity. We'll introduce the program, talk about the available funding and grant period of performance, discuss who eligible applicants are and what projects are eligible, what specific items you'll need for your application, how we'll evaluate those applications, the reimbursement model and reporting requirements, as well as the NOFA timeline and how you can submit questions. Let's jump in. The Building the Texas Broadband Workforce Grant Program is an exciting opportunity for your organization to contribute to the expansion and enhancement of Texas's broadband workforce. The purpose of the program is to empower organizations by providing funding to create or expand accessible educational opportunities that will help develop a robust workforce skilled in fiber optic broadband infrastructure. The demand for high-speed internet across Texas is growing, and with it, the need for experienced professionals and technicians to install, maintain, and advance this essential infrastructure. Our program aims to address this demand by enabling organizations to offer targeted training programs that deliver industry-recognized credentials and real-world learning experiences. Eligible applicants can submit their completed applications via email to bdo.nofa@cpa.texas.gov. Please note the deadline for submitting your application is July 31st. Make sure to prepare and submit your materials on time. Now let's discuss the available funding for the grant period. We are excited to announce that there is a total of $25 million available from the Texas Broadband Infrastructure Fund for this program. Grants range from $250,000 to $5 million over 4 years. The funding supports projects that will have a significant impact on broadband workforce development in Texas. Projects must be completed within 4 years from the effective date of the grant. Eligible applicants of this program include, but are not limited to, local government entities, educational institutions, special purpose districts, nonprofits, commercial entities, and partnerships between these entities. Applicants must not be on the Comptroller of Public Accounts debarred vendors list or have a grade below C on the Texas Smart Buy vendor performance tracking system. Let's move on to the types of projects that are eligible for funding. Proposed projects must support broadband industry workforce development in Texas. Projects should be aligned with the projected geographic broadband infrastructure needs of the state, including past, current, and future public investment initiatives in broadband expansion. The BDO will prioritize projects that build or expand training opportunities to support the broadband industry and ensure that Texas has the talent and workforce needed to meet the state's ambitious broadband deployment goals. Provide trainees with broad knowledge, skills, and abilities related to installation and maintenance of fiber optic networks. Ensure trainees who complete a program will obtain a credential of value. Incorporate significant practical, hands-on training using industry-standard equipment and tools in realistic simulated or actual field environments. Establish and maintain strong partnerships with local internet service providers and telecommunications companies to facilitate job placement opportunities. And finally, to provide comprehensive trainee support services, including academic advising, tutoring, career counseling, and job placement assistance. Now let's discuss the materials that you'll need to prepare for your application. Applicants will be required to submit the following materials: the budget justification spreadsheet and the project work plan template, which are released alongside the NOFA and provided by the BDO. Materials that will be provided by the applicant include an executive summary, detailed description of qualifications, expertise, and past performance, financial statements from the past 2 years, resumes of key project staff, Documents authorizing the lead applicant on behalf of partners, if applicable. Narrative description of the proposed project. Strategies for ensuring long-term sustainability of the training program. Letters of support. Description of partnerships and partners' letters of commitment, if applicable. We encourage you to be as detailed and descriptive in each of these documents as possible. Next, let's talk about the evaluation criteria for the applications. This is the criteria the BDO will use to score applications and evaluate applicants. Applications may receive a maximum score of 100 points. As this is a competitive grant, the BDO will award points to organizations based on organizational experience and capacity, 50 points, organizational capacity, financial capacity, qualifications of key personnel, partnerships, and letters of support. Technical approach and grant activities, 25 points. Alignment with program goals, project work plan, and strategies for assessment and reporting. Project sustainability, 10 points. Long-term project impact. And application budget, 15 points. Reasonableness of the budget and voluntary cost match. We encourage applicants to review the evaluation rubric and give thoughtful consideration to the requirements and their respective points when assembling their applications. Now let's look at the reimbursement model and reporting requirements. This program will be using a monthly reimbursement model for payments and will require successful applicants to submit regular reports quarterly. A successful applicant is an applicant who has been awarded a grant under this NOFA and has entered into a contract with the office. Monthly, successful applicants will submit requests for reimbursement and will be reimbursed upon verification of eligible expenses. Successful applicants should have previously detailed these projected expenses within their submitted application's budget justification and budget narrative. Pay close attention when preparing the budget justification and narrative, as they will inform your ability to be reimbursed by the BDO. Refer to allowable expenditures under Section 4, Grant Funding and Administrative Costs of the NOFA. Quarterly, successful applicants will be required to submit status and progress reports. The BDO will require successful applicants to emphasize the intended outcomes of an award through quarterly reporting. BDO encourages applicants to consider the intended outcomes of the program when applying for funds. Now let's go over the timeline for the NOFA. The first date to submit an application is June 23rd. The deadline to submit an application is July 31st. The BDO will accept questions through the Q&A process from June 23rd until June 30th. The BDO estimates publication of answers to questions by July 11th and anticipates providing a notice of award on October 1st. Finally, let's talk about the Q&A period and how you can submit questions. To assist you with your applications, our office has released a supplemental applicant guide that provides additional context on the program and its goals. In addition to watching this webinar, we encourage you to review the supplemental guidance as it may address some of your questions. It is also important to note that if there are any discrepancies between this guide and other relevant documents, the following order of precedence will prevail. Number 1, HJR number 125 related to the Broadband Infrastructure Fund. Number 2, Texas House Bill 9. Number 3, the program's notice of funding availability. And number 4, the application guide itself. Please make sure to refer to these documents to ensure compliance and accuracy in your applications. Thank you for your interest in the Building the Texas Broadband Workforce Grant Program. The BDO cannot answer questions while we have an open procurement outside the Q&A process. For any questions not answered during this webinar or in the supplemental workforce application guidance we just discussed, you may submit written questions regarding this NOFA via email before 2:00 p.m. Central Time on June 30th. The BDO anticipates posting answers to your questions on the Electronic State Business Daily ESBD on July 11th or as soon thereafter as practical. Thank you again. We look forward to your responses.